Well, hello again. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're here to talk about firearms journals and why you should be keeping them. What's a firearms journal? Stay tuned and we'll find out. So what is a firearms journal? Well, it's just that. It's a journal or a record book of everything associated with one particular firearm. There's 3 basic components to each journal that I like to keep. And that is basic overall one sheet, the caliber, the serial number, the date I purchased, how much it cost, etc. The second thing is if it's a build or an assembly, I like to keep a overall cost sheet so I can refer back to it and see what the overall parts were and in total. And the third thing is dates. Anytime I do anything to it or take it out shooting, I put the date and I put the notes. Now I have different types of journals for each different type of firearm. I started doing this when I first got my very first firearm, and I started with one of these little small notebooks. Now it's different for me depending on what the firearm is used for. If it's a collectible firearm such as this beautiful CZ 1945 and 25 ACP, I keep one of these little smaller books because although it is so much fun to shoot, I don't take it out that often. I don't have to do that much maintenance to it, and so it'll fit within the small amount of pages in one of these little notebooks. Now if it's something different, say the Beretta 1301 that we've been doing recently, I'm going to need a larger book, and I want something more sturdy that I can take with me into the field and keep notes. Now when it comes to other things, sometimes I group them by collection, such as Mausers and Carcanos, put them in a larger book, because I don't take each one of those out again and shoot them all that often. Certain ones I do, but a majority of them kind of stay together in a collection, and this is how I like to organize them. Now overall, there's a few reasons why someone might want to do something like this. For me, I'm a gun nerd, I'm an organizational nerd, so those two things kind of intersect, and this is a great way for me to just embrace both of those. The first reason that I like to keep these journals is to know how much I paid for something. When I go back either to trade or to sell, or if something happens to me in the future, someone can pick this up, say, whoever's inheriting my estate could pick this up and say, oh, he paid this much for it, and at least have an idea of what to try and get out of it. In terms of if I'm making a trade with someone, I want to know how much I paid for it at the time, etc., etc. The second reason that I like to keep these journals is routine maintenance. It's great to know, one, when I did the last field strip and a full clean. If you're shooting at something for competition, you want to know when was the last time you had to replace a part, or something like the battery. When was the last time I replaced the battery in the flashlight for, say, this Glock 19 build? I take a little section and I mark it battery. And so I know, okay, when I can go back here to 2019 and say, oh, it's been 3 years since I changed that battery. That's good to know just for future use and for peace of mind. A third reason to keep journals is insurance warranty purposes, mostly for warranty. So if you call up Beretta and say, hey, I'm having an issue with this, when did you purchase it? Oh, I know exactly when I purchased it. It's right here in my sheet, in April of 2020, etc. Oh, it's still covered under warranty, blah, blah, blah. For insurance, again, you can quickly reference how much you paid for each firearm, although there are better ways to document those sorts of insurance things that I'll go into in a future video. All right, the fifth reason to keep journals is ammunition preferences. So if I'm out with the CZ 75 compact, what grain 9mm does it like? What grain doesn't it like? What hollow points hit point of aim, point of impact for me at the right yardage? Those are all good things to be able to document in a book so that when I come back to it, I can see, oh, the Winchester white box was high and left or it didn't run very well, or it was dirty, but it loved the Spear Gold dots. Another reason, the sixth reason for me, is what accessories work. Take snub nose revolvers. I've tried many different grips with the Smith & Wesson J-frame, and for me the best combination is the Magna grips with the Tyler T-grip, and that's great to be able to document so that when I move on to a different snub nose, I know, okay, that's my preferred grip setup, and I can transfer that over to other things. But that works well with, say, the Beretta. I had an issue with the one of the charging handles. It didn't lock in place, and my hand was slipping off when I went to charge it from the opposite side. And that's just something to note so that I can remember in the future and not go and waste money on something else that doesn't work for me. Or just another reason to keep firearms journals is for fun, for documenting fun experiences and memories. For me, one of the reasons that I enjoy shooting sports is bonding with my father. We're able to go out and we both enjoy shooting just for fun. We have little contests with each other, and it's a great time. And so, say for instance with this Winchester 94-22, we both enjoy shooting that lever gun, and I can look back and say, oh, Thanksgiving with Dad, you know, we had a great time. You know, we only shot 30 rounds or whatever, but we had a contest and he beat me again, and I had to buy him beer or whatever. So, you know, it's just great to have those memories documented, because I know I will really appreciate those in the future. And so that kind of thing is just an added reason to keep these journals. Now, there's other types of journals you can do also, not just specific for each firearm. Like this one is a timer journal. I keep all my times with the specific firearm. When I was doing the steel plate shoot every Tuesday, I recorded all my times every week, and I was able to quickly compare what they were. And so when I went back, I could see if I was improving or if I'm losing it, whatever the case is. Another good one is shooting drills. I like these specific shooting drills, or I don't like these, or these seem to help me, and again, my times with those drills, etc., etc. And another one could be your reloading book. I have one for gunsmithing and all those sorts of things, but the possibilities are endless, but these are what works for me. Maybe some of this can work for you also. So anyway, just to sum up, there's a lot of great reasons that you should be keeping firearms journals. Maintenance, ammo selection, warranty service, parts, just general fun, family times to remember. And the thing about the journals are, the sooner you start it, the better. So start now. If you're going to give a gift to your grandson, or if you've bought a new gun, start the journal now. I guarantee you that your future self won't regret it, and you'll appreciate that you started it now. So last thing I want to say about the journals is that if I ever sell a gun or trade a gun, I always include the journal along with it, so that the next owner can see exactly what I did with it, and if they're a nerd like me, they will really appreciate it. You can also do that if you're going to give it as a gift. Start a journal for someone and give them the journal and encourage them to write in it. You'll be surprised at how much they really appreciate it. So again, this was a viewer requested video, and I just want to say thanks again to everyone for watching. Until next time, keep your finger off the trigger. We'll see you later.